Raindrops fall on city pavement, washing secrets in the dark. Daily drip, the crowd's amazement. Knowledge streaming comes to spark. Thunder in the nighttime sky.
Get them ready. What up? What up?
Welcome to the Daily Drip Show. I'm going to get real quick into it. I'm going to start bringing people up. We already got my man playing Dame. What's going on, sir? You got to unmute your mic so we can get this together.
He was having some difficulties. How's it going, everybody? What up? What up?
All right. And then we also got the lady of the hour, Jim Jones. What's going on?
Hey, y'all. It's me, Jim Jones, in the building. Saying, hey, I know I was about to put some lip gloss on, but you got me right in the middle of it. I'm over here trying to get it together. It's been a bit of a day, but we're here. Happy to be here with y'all. Thanks for tuning in to our Daily Drip Show. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, leave some drip in the comments, because guess what, y'all? It's free to do so. So shout out to Randy for dropping into the chat. So shout out to you for being here. Shout out to y'all for checking in with us with this late night drip. Appreciate y'all being here, Odd Squad. All right, so before we get too much into it, Cassius Paved is who announced y'all that, you know, that is our producer. You'll hear him pop in and out. Got Plain Dame. He is very much our expertise in the risk area. My guy comes from a very various background, so he'll be giving some insight and some expertise in that. And I am your text me in many, many ways. I'll get into my my letters at some point. I just earned me a new certification. I know I earned me. I just let y'all know now. You ready? I earned me a nice little AI certification. So as I'm talking to y'all, I'm not telling y'all like crap. Like I'm actually coming through. Actually, I take it back. I got 2 certifications in the past 2 weeks. So shout out to all of that. So I appreciate y'all being here. But I'm coming through with the tech perspective because not only do I have the certifications, I also have the education and experience. I've been in the tech industry for well over a decade. So just letting y'all know when we come here and we're talking about stuff, it's from those perspectives and experience. And obviously I'm a woman, so I'm bringing that in there too. So
boom, boom.
Just throwing it out. I know there's a lot going on in the world, but that's what I'm doing.
Blow up till you blow up. Add more initials on there.
Came in like this, leaving like that. But I don't even think I told you, James, that I ended up getting that. So yeah. All right.
Sneakily getting educated on me like we in the 1800s. I'm gonna keep
on doing it too. Drop some drip in the comments. Y'all got any accomplishments that y'all want to shout out? Did you graduate? Did you learn a new cert? Did you get a trade? Did you get some new skill? Drop some drip in the comments. Let us know, because we also want to celebrate y'all. So appreciate y'all.
Celebrating all of y'all getting them letters added to your resume. Get the digits where they need to be in life. You understand?
We gonna talk about the hiring situation in a bit as well. So shout out to Randy for being a new subscriber. I don't know if we got like a bell sound or something like hooray. You know,
I don't know.
What was the other thing you had? Was it this?
Nah, I'm gonna let y'all do all that. But yeah, I'm gonna just clap for yeah.
Oh, shout out to you, Randy, for graduating. Shout out. And let us know as y'all drop some drip in the comments. Let us know what y'all have accomplished. We're happy to shout you out, because you should be celebrated.
Celebrate while you elevate. That's what we about here at our Daily Drip Show. You know. And yes, I come from a risk background because I've lived a risky life. And now I know how to help people avert risk. This is what I do on a daily basis in my job. No letters, just digits. I'm going to add some letters because I ain't going to be left out without a letter. I need some letters. Not from prison either. Some letters that's going to get that resume where it need to be.
No, prison letters is crazy. So shout out to y'all. I'm sorry, what did you say, Cassius?
Said no prison letters. That's what he said.
No prison letters. Just fan mail. We take fan mail. I take those kind of letters. People that, you know, people that's always throwing stuff in my DMs. Yeah, and I've said it before. I'll get into it later, but people want it. Nothing. I'm not even gonna go there yet. But thank you all for reaching out and letting me know you guys.
Birthdays too. Thank you, Randy. Happy birthday, Randy. If you got a birthday, happy birthday. It's one of my best friends' birthdays today. So shout out, it's your birthday. So if it's your birthday, drop that in there too, because you get celebrated because you're here. We got to see another day, and we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, is that Joe? Joe, I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not doing this with you today, Joe. Shout out to Joe for being in the chat. We appreciate you, you know, sticking around and being consistent in here. So, all right, y'all, enough of me going through and talking. Let's start getting into some of these topics. All right, so tonight's theme is consequences and guac inflation. Do with that as you will. Let's go ahead and talk about these companies using credit and behavioral data to judge candidates. Now, I don't know how many of y'all are in the hunt for a new job. We just were celebrating certifications and, you know, experience and all, you know, yada, yada, yada. But sometimes in this job market, it doesn't even matter, because not that it doesn't matter, but people are having issues with getting a job, whether you got it, you don't. Like, you almost got to know a person to know a person to know a person just to get an interview. So back in the day.
Then you got to show a little skin.
I need this job. Like, you doing all of this.
What the
Now she hit him with the what's that? I need to feel good.
Make me feel good.
So look, y'all. So we back in the day, y'all. Back in the day ain't that long ago. We used to interview people. Now we really interrogating their financial trauma for real. Because imagine you lose a job because your student loans ruin your emotional liquidity. What do I mean by that? Let's get into this article. So usually we do a video, but we're gonna mix it up with a little bit of some of these articles for y'all too. So let's go ahead. All right, y'all. Job seekers want to know what is going on with the AI-based hiring decisions, and they are making a lawsuit to Eightfold, which is an AI company that makes HR software. They're being sued over one of their hiring tools. So I'm gonna give you all the cliff notes. And, you know, as you know, I'll drop the link in the video afterwards, but it's going to go through, and I'm going to give you all the cliff notes. It's going to go through and say, hey, it's already hard to get a job. Then y'all have heard about the way that they take keywords, right? Like they call it the ATS, right? So if you don't have, let's say you were applying for a job to be customer service. If you don't have soft skills on your resume or in your profile, it doesn't even get a chance to talk to a person. I'm just making up the actual skill, but just go with me, right? If they don't know that you know how to nicely navigate conversation, they don't want to have a conversation with you. So instead of back in the day, they would look at it and say, you know what? I see what they did in the past. I'm gonna still talk to them. The computer going through and said, soft skills ain't on there. I ain't gonna talk to you. So this company is the one who made the actual technology that's making the decisions as to if you should talk to somebody or is your resume finna sit there. And so people are saying, so listen, I hear y'all got this software. That's cute and all. However, since y'all selling this to people, right, because it's designed to help employers manage recruiting and hiring, and its offerings is a tool that generates a numerical score predicting the likelihood that a candidate is a good match for a role. So people said, wait a minute.
You're doing too much nerd talk for me. So you're gonna have to break it down.
So look, so people saying this, I'm about to break it down. So people are saying, so wait a minute, you mean to tell me I send my resume in and you gonna tell me that based on what I got on this paper, you giving me a number. And this number is going to say whether I talk to a human or not. Eightfold said, yeah, based on the information we got, this job ain't for you. How this job not going to be for me? I've been working in customer service for 20 years. So what's happening is people are saying, okay, bet. So you think that you're going to go ahead and give me a number, and I think it's a number 1 to 5. Tell me what my number is.
It was like a bouncer at a Miami club then.
Sort of.
What your number is? Your number is you too old to get in this club.
Velvet rope treatment.
Yeah, so they're
HR
saying they're saying that if you giving me a number, tell me what the number is then. They like, nah, that's confidential. It ain't that confidential. No, you know what? Matter of fact, how about y'all go ahead? Y'all need to go ahead. I'm suing you. If you giving people a number, then that means you need to follow the Fair Credit Reporting Act. What's the Fair Credit Reporting Act? You ever apply for something and you get rejected and they use your credit? You're like, dang, that's crazy. I couldn't get that. Why? And you look on the back of that paper and it's going to tell you based on this
Broke
act.
as hell. That's why.
Based on this act, these are the laws we got to follow. But this is your credit score that we use to say you can't get this money or this car, or whatever it is, this asset, whatever it is. This is the number we use. What the lawsuit says is if they got to do that, then you got to do that. You need to tell me based on, if I'm a 3, you need to tell me I didn't get this job because based on your system, I was a 3. But the reason I think people are saying that though is legally you can prove discrimination. Because then if I got a 3, but Jill ain't never did this job before, she got a 5. What's going on? Especially if I'm more qualified than Jill. And that opens up that can of worms. So that's what's going on with this lawsuit. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that lawsuits, do y'all think that there should be a number assigned to when you apply to a job if they're using stuff like this? Let us know. What y'all think, guys?
It just sounds to me like companies are just being damn lazy. That's what it sounds like to me. We got AI programs to determine who we interview and who we don't.
Correct.
Whatever happened to the good old fashioned, let's go ahead and look over these resumes together and see if it makes sense to call this person in. Now you talking about some, no, there are 2. Get that. What? Like, you mess around and miss that superstar because because you got a system that searches keywords, which is a very beatable system. Somebody figured that part out, is over with. You're just gonna add in the words that they looking for. Easy peasy. It
People
be a
been
whole
putting words like white colored words in different spaces to essentially hashtag the shit out of a resume, where it overloads the thing and you the number one candidate, and you fresh out of Chipotle. So I think that it's a good thing as well, because a lot of people they'll go in and go for a role, and they might even interview and get to the 3rd or 4th round, and then they don't hear nothing back. So it would be good to get some level of feedback where.
Oh wait. I don't think that counts. That ain't what they're talking about. They only talking about when you first apply that number. Because that feedback, no. If you make it to a human, that got nothing to do with them. You made it to a human.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like it's just laziness on the HR level.
Rejection. So like I tried to get the my what's that card back, an Indigo card, the one that be beating everybody up. And I get rejected for my Indigo card, and I figure out why, because if you can't
owe somebody
the Indigo card, you already owe Indigo. That's why you can't get the card.
Exactly. But I just think it's just a lazy ass process from somebody that does a lot of interviews. That's just a lazy ass process. You know what I mean? It's somebody that found the way they could still get paid to do a job of recruiting, and now they just got they got AI programs doing that for them. You know what I mean? So it's very lazy. You're gonna miss out on some great candidates that way, and I don't even know why they even let this even get exposed out there like that. That should have been internal. That's the other thing too. These companies can't wait to run their damn mouth about how they vetting people and all of that. Like, dude, just
I don't know if it's them.
They trying to sell the software game, to somebody else. Want to be lazy as hell like we are? Come to death row.
Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't. As a company, you wouldn't even know that I'm even using that. If I'm just going to be that damn lazy about it, that makes sense. I'm just not even. I'm not even going to disclose that that's how we search for candidates. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even about to expose myself to that conversation. Like, that's just dumb. That's Chat GPT, this email ish.
Well, sometimes
then
though it's
people
not
have
them.
had interviews with AI too. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I'm saying like even interviewing has been outsourced to AI. And before that, people would have interview questions, and you would be speaking to nobody, and you would just be talking to the camera. And they tell you, make sure that you look energetic and like you're almost having a conversation with someone. I want to feel it on the other end. Now move to the left. Now move to the right. Now put your head up a little bit. Now rub your neck some.
That's sexual harassment. I think we're gonna end this now. Move it to the right.
As long as you ain't in Florida, you good, because they hitting people with taxes. Check out that video if you haven't yet. The OnlyFans taxes. Check out that video if you haven't yet. So,
oh yeah, OFT.
What I was gonna say, I can't remember what I was gonna say about the hiring thing, but what I was gonna say is sometimes it's the companies bragging about what they have, but sometimes I think it's people who leave and they be like, "Nah, I'm about to tell you how this works." So there's that too. No joke. Nah. So if your if your credit score determines your career, then Chipotle definitely judges your burrito order. Speaking of being judged, let's talk about the company is getting roasted online. Y'all heard about Chipotle? They about to mess up their bag. Like kind of again, because it was kind of messed up. The quality, we can get to the quality say, but we went from financial red flags to guac-based red alerts. What am I talking about? Chipotle CEO donated 15 racks to ICE agents. So people said they ain't going to Chipotle no more. So Bill Ackman is no longer affiliated with the company. He donated money to a fundraiser supporting ICE agents involved in the Minnesota shooting. And so people are upset about that. Do y'all think from obviously what happened is newsworthy, right? That's why it's in the People's Briefing. Drop some drip in the comments. Do you think that where he puts his money impacts if you're going to go there? I want to go there really anyway, so their product's just like, nah.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be.
It's not what it used to be.
But at the same time, it's just like, I mean, what he do with his little 15 racks, that's on him. I don't know why that's a huge reflection on Chipotle. I just think that just
15 racks or 15 million?
Racks.
15,000.
Oh, okay.
Just as I thought. That ain't shit. You know what I mean? So nothing compared to what George Soros is paying protesters right now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It to me is petty. I think it's just another petty way to saying we're gonna boycott them. I hear the lettuce that they serve now comes from a farm that's owned by someone who smiles at ICE agents. Like it's a bunch of BS to me. Not a reflection of Chipotle as a whole. Who cares? That's one individual. But them distances, I don't know why that was even news though. Like how did that even get out?
I think it's interesting.
Sound like an excuse.
It's interesting on
let's blame that on the fact that we're not about to have customers come in because just the food is overpriced. And
they go that, and that's that too. You know what I mean? Like who released this information? I know how we can fake the stockholders.
It's because of ICE, huh?
It was because of ICE we lost money, not because these savvy Doritos. Yeah.
Hold on. Look at Chipotle though. Chipotle hopped in the comments and said Bill Ackman is not affiliated with Chipotle and is no longer a shareholder of the company. Okay, Chipotle, I see you go off. They say you're not gonna do that to us. But yeah, people going in. People are going in, fact checking it, and so forth. But that's funny. Chipotle hopped in and said, "Nah, what y'all not gonna do?"
They fight for it.
They in the comments fighting.
And somebody said y'all might want to make an official statement on y'all social media page and Twitter before it gets out of control. That's interesting. It's like when I always find it interesting when companies or people who have a bunch of money respond back to like everybody else. Like, what was that going to accomplish? I agree with this person. They should have went on ahead. That's my part. Y'all should have went on ahead, made an official statement. On top of the fact that, like I said, to me, Chipotle wasn't really hitting like it used to anyway. They need to figure that out.
It's really the last resort burrito show at this point. People are purely only going there because damn. So you telling me such and such is closed? That's all we got? Shit, okay.
Yeah, no,
I
like
think people go in there for nostalgic purposes where they used to be able to get a nice size bowl for $6-7. I think that's what it used to be. And then you forget, right? You go out shopping. Hey, y'all want to go to Chipotle? Yeah. And then you get in there to be like, what up? Excuse me?
It kind of got ghetto too.
Right.
It's ghetto as hell too. I remember going in there. I went in there and the girl
what
was
you
fighting.
want on your bowl?
Hold on 1 second. Get y'all asses back there and get the rice together. We running out of rice, shit, and I'm about to get off. It's my break. I'm not even supposed to be up here. You be like, damn, baby. All I wanted was some tacos. Here we are.
We don't got tacos. we
don't got
the rice you want. Yeah, oh, we out.
We out of rice.
Nothing. We got shells. You want some nachos? Because that's all that's done. Because Joe ass ain't cooked nothing. Like, I didn't ask that.
Yeah, the attitudes do be unmatched at Chipotle.
Yeah.
I would
depending on where you going, yeah.
I would agree with that.
But like my man Cassius Pay said, that would be a great way to duck that tanking stock conversational situation.
Oh yeah.
You know, Ackerman, man. Blame Ackerman.
Sounds like a buying opportunity when it gets to its lowest point.
Speaking of buying,
so please keep going and please shitteth on them, and someone like me will sweep up the crumbs. Have a good day.
Okay. Speaking about buying, from overpriced burritos to overpriced gemstones, let's talk about spending on luxury experiences. India's youth are turning concerts into an economy, and the money is following. So this article gets into a lot of the concert situation that's going on. There's a lot of young Indian folk getting into the like, I want to do experiences type of situation. There's like this person's looking to see Japanese artists. Y'all know about K-pop, right? K-pop going off. But yeah, like they're spending money on experiences. So it says between 2024 and 2030, India will have the highest increase in working age population globally, with over 100 million people expected to be added to be of working age.
Yeah, I mean, they had one of the youngest populations, 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Now I believe it's Nigeria that's going to be coming up. But they had the youngest population. That population gets older. And what do young people do? They party.
Yeah. So it says that,
Halle Berry to Halle Berry.
Dooch. Yeah.
So India's working age population is from 15 to 59, and currently they account for 64% of the total population and is expected to get to 65% over the next decade.
You say working age is 15 for real? Oh shit, get to work. I know you graduated early. Congratulations.
It says that India's live entertainment sector grew by 17% last year. Is crazy. Hosting 34,000 live events in India alone in just last year. That's a lot of events.
Oh shit, is that the baby right there?
That is the baby. Y'all see that?
Yeah, man.
You going to go get that baby.
It says rapper The Baby performs in the crowd at Loud Park on November 22nd in Mumbai, India.
Okay, so y'all know what that means, y'all.
Goodbye and going to Mumbai.
2027, y'all. Catch us in Mumbai. Drip Fest, the first annual. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Drip Fest. You
oh, no, not you turning into Dipset is crazy.
No,
So
I didn't say Dipset. I said Drip
Drip
Fest.
Fest. Ah, okay. So I wanted to show this because it's interesting to know what kind of markets are some of these young people coming from. So I wanted to share this video real quick. So he says, "What do you do for a living?"
What do you do for a living?
Oh, God.
Few startups starting at the same time.
Oh, you're studying at the same time.
Student, second year student.
So what is your startup about?
We do have an ice cream startup, and
He said he got an ice cream startup. Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When he said he had a startup, I just knew he was going to say a tech company. My guy said ice cream. Let's continue.
Ice cream startup.
And he said home.
and home automation one, as well
There we
as
go.
we sell canvases.
Nice. You're a multi-man. What is like your ideal income in these startups?
From the ice cream, we probably get like, it just started last week.
All right,
So maybe like
He said last week, y'all.
Shit, that's all kind of listeria. I feel you, but I can't reach
Yeah.
you on that one. Don't hand me
Yeah.
none of that ass cream.
I'm cool.
40 a
brother.
month.
40,000 a month is what.
That's because it's of what, a couple billion people over there, right? It's got
Right.
What's the
I'ma go-
population?
I'm going to go over there and start selling matchsticks for $1.
Okay.
And then
okay.
we have this one, which is a rough estimate 80 a month.
Nice.
And then we have home automation that is mostly service based, so it depends on the orders we get.
What do you
And
do
is he
for
saying rupees or is he saying dollars? It's got to be
Right now, I
rupees.
have a few start.
Nice.
And then we have home automation that is mostly service based.
Nice.
And then we have a rough estimate 80 a month.
Yeah, so it's not dollars. Well, I don't care.
Okay. So first
He
of all,
just started an ice
it's
cream place
1.5 billion people in India, number one. So that is eclipsing the United States. Let me see what 80K is in rupees.
Drip Fest in Mumbai, y'all. You about to put that
So
together.
I brought that up
You
because
say- you want your rupees, huh? Okay. Go on.
I brought
go
that
ahead.
up because I think it's important to note, like, as this young
Okay.
population is
Hold on. I gotta hold the phone. 80,000 rupees is $870 US. So, you know,
Mm.
it might work out. It might work out that way. But
he started last week.
I ain't mad at him.
Oh,
He on the-
oh,
he on the
we-
He
trajectory.
made $800 the whole week.
800. Have you ever been in a restaurant? Do you think a restaurant could survive on $800 a week? If it was a sandwich shop, they making more than
I
that.
mean, but you know, he probably
Ice
making ice
cream.
cream. It's ice cream in his tub.
All right.
Probably all profit.
Oh, nah.
You win.
No,
I'm out.
Joe, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to do that. We not gonna show Joe. We not doing that.
Joe already was getting spicy when you first introduced it. Talk about how the pictures fell.
Okay, let's pivot.
This guy gotta
Let's
be stopped.
pivot. Let's pivot from retail therapy to retaliation politics, immigration enforcement, and Trump. Trump said, "If you a sanctuary city, pack your bags." Now we've already talked about this before. He been told y'all that if you don't do what I tell you to do, you're not gonna get no money. You're not gonna get no money. Okay, so let's see what he's talking about with this money.
ordered federal agencies to review all of the funding going to blue states like Colorado, after the president threatened last week to cut off all funding to so-called sanctuary states. CNN obtained a memo sent this week by the White House Budget Office ordering all federal agencies, with the exception of Veterans Affairs, to itemize the funds that go to 13 states controlled by Democrats, plus Washington, D.C. The Budget Office claims it's a data gathering exercise.
Now,
Hold
before we
on. He
get-
said sanctuary states.
yes.
Well, he just skipping Austin, Texas, then, huh? that's wild. Sanctuary states. Okay.
He
Austin
probably
is a
meant-
sanctuary city.
Oh,
probably-
you didn't know that, huh? Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Austin, Texas.
that's goofy.
So-
but okay.
Go back and check out our sanctuary cities video. We talked about it when it was hot, when Donnie was coming through hot. He said, I give you money, I'll take it away. He's still on this. We've talked about this, I don't know how many times. Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that they'll understand that, like, if they're gonna expect money, they should have it themselves at this point? Because he about to hold, what was the Dave Chappelle when he had all them dollars? That's gonna be Donnie holding them dollars away from taking it from him, because he ain't giving y'all no money.
And it makes
That they're
sense.
trying to root out fraudulent spending. That is the same excuse the administration recently used when it abruptly froze millions of dollars in child care funding for Colorado and other blue states. And I mean, just a heck of a coincidence that the memo comes a week after President Trump threatened that the federal government would soon stop all payments to cities and states that restrict cooperation with federal immigration.
Why are they? I bring this up because drop some drip in the comments. Are y'all surprised? Every time I see one of these, they're like, I can't believe he would withhold some money. And I'm like,
man, please.
I would. He been said this. My question to them is, are they going to continue to complain or figure out where they're going to get their money? Because he been like, literally, he been talking like this.
If you're gonna ignore constitutional law, the checks is gonna stop. You are an island. You are on your own. You want to send here to these blue-haired wildflower people talking about we're observing and we're going to protect. Okay. I hope y'all got the money for that.
And here's the thing, like, I don't necessarily feel like it's right per se to withhold the money, like if people need it. The problem here is that there's a disconnect of what eligible people are. And to me, there's laws. So I'm just trying to figure out, where's the law in this? Is the law that it doesn't matter how the state governs the money you give, just the fact that they need the money they ask for and you give it to them? Or is the law, and I just honestly don't know. So if anybody's a lawyer, drop some drip in the comment. Or
yeah, I mean,
is the law that you have to abide by showing some type of documentation of what it is considered to be? I think nobody's really talking about that. And to me, that's a problem. Like, because anybody's subjective thought process is what it is.
It's just that you can't sit there and impede federal investigations, telling the people of your state, you ain't got to listen to this president. You ain't got to do this. You ain't got to do that. But then in the same token, hey, our budget coming up. We need X amount of dollars for that. Like, how does that work? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you can't sit there and smack my hand and then turn around and say, well, go in your pocket with the left. It does not make any sense. If you're going to keep impeding federal investigations, blocking ICE and just doing what the hell you want to do, you better have the cash to support yourself. Doing that type of stuff, you just tell them you ready to stand on your own too. So don't come crying to us about what's needed. To me, it's all fair.
I see Joe said, if you're taking federal dollars, you should follow federal laws.
Right.
Well, Joe, that's my question right there. Is it federal law that sanctuary is not allowed because it's not recognized by the federal government administration as immigrants are able to be here because they don't recognize sanctuary cities? Like, I'm guessing that's really the disconnect on the law.
If that is the case, then federal funds would have been allocated for that federal activity. You can't use the federal funds to do something that the federal government is actively doing something against. That's and I understand.
And deeper than that too.
Yeah.
The previous president is the one that looked the other way and was totally okay with sanctuary cities and making sure immigrants had somewhere to stay, and governors was even given universal health care and proud of it too. Couldn't wait to tell you how they were helping out our visitors, right? So there's nothing on the books that says that we supposed to fund that. That's the whole thing. I mean, they've been ignoring constitutional law. Every state in the union who signed up and said, we are going to be a part of the United States, they all were going to say, we're going to abide by the Constitution. You know, so why would we fund something from tax dollars that you and I are putting up there towards states that don't even want to even adhere to what a presidential mandate is? And they love these mandates. Remember, they had us wearing masks once upon a time. They love mandates then. Now they like, we ain't listening to this president. So okay then, figure it out. Like look at Chicago. Look at Chicago. Look at their budget right now. Because somebody wanted to be so super duper pro Democrat, and I'm going sanctuary city, and we gonna take care of these folks. We gonna make sure they're fine, brother. Now you gotta stand on your own too. What does that look like?
Interesting. Well, I think it's a hard spot to be in.
Yeah.
For me, my issue with this is if that's the law, that's the law. Apply it everywhere. Now, like you said, for example, if Austin is in Texas, so it sounds like you would be applying that to Austin, but not all of Texas. Or are you saying like any city? Like what's the federal piece on this? Like what is the blanket? Like it needs to be applied. Like there has to be some kind of like.
I don't think he's stopping it for states. I think that newscaster spoke out of turn with that. I mean, the whole thing is that we're not going to fund these cities because every district has money that's being allocated to them in every city and every state, right? There's certain amount of monies that go per capita when you're talking about like when they do the census and all of that, and how much money is supposed to be allocated to certain areas in different states, right? That's going to go right up. Like that's, for instance, Chicago. You know, Illinois is Illinois. Chicago is its own city, right? So when you go to Congress, you got to talk to them about what your annual budget is, how much of that is being allocated to this, roads, whatever.
But that's Illinois, right? Is it Illinois going to like Illinois itself, like would get whatever money and there's certain pockets of it, but like Chicago might have multiple like I know all these things are broken up, but what I don't understand in current state is Austin is one city in Texas, right?
Right.
They're gonna get funding from Texas. They're gonna get funding from the city itself, and the federal funding, if I'm not mistaken, like they're not directly like, hey, federal funding, I'm giving this just to Austin. If I'm not mistaken, like federal funding has to give it to Texas. And
what they're gonna do?
Texas, they're
gonna shrink it down. They will have to shrink it down based on how they're gonna allocate it, because they're not gonna fund illegal acts. They're not gonna fund immigrants.
So especially I'm just curious on that.
It's deeper than what that. Like I said, I've never heard somebody say sanctuary states. I feel like that's fear mongering, if you will. I mean, at the end of the day, keep in mind, you know, like you got Minnesota.
So sanctuary states are those that limit their cooperations with federal immigration enforcement to protect undocumented immigrants. Currently, 17 states and DC have statewide sanctuary laws or policies. So it is true. So California, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, Colorado, Illinois, New Jersey, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Washington, DC are all states. So technically, Texas is not, because Texas is not a sanctuary state. That is a sanctuary city. And that's a whole other conversation. But like, for example, like he's saying like Cali, like Newsom, I don't care. You ain't getting no money. That's what he's saying. Like, I'm good with
that
you.
Governor is actively, you know, speaking out and all that kind of stuff. That's a political move and all that. But they have the largest tax base, you know, more than New York. So
and also rampant fraud. There's so many different ways that they can prove that it would just be stupid to even send them money at this point, because it's a bottomless pit. They got train tracks that's never been laid, homeless money that's unaccounted for, fires raging and no damn water. Like, it's so many different ways that they can F them on the money from a federal standpoint, because it's so much proof that they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Look at this map. So these are the states, the ones that are in the circle in the green, right? The yellows are counties, the reds are cities, okay? So, you know, you got different counties in New Mexico, but like on the west, it ain't going like it is over there on the east though. Like Minnesota got some counties, but boy, it's a whole lot going on over here.
Right.
And it's crazy. It's like near where the irony to me in this, and we can move on after this, is Washington, D.C. is over here. So that means that most people who are your legislators are in this area, right? Like they live over here, usually, right? A lot of them. And this is the most for sanctuary city. This is interesting. Compared to you would think you'd have more just because there's so much land. But I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's interesting. You think more people live over here, but I'm willing to bet it's a whole lot of folks that's living over here. It's wild. But just wanted to share this map with y'all so y'all can see.
So when people was coming on that border, those governors that wasn't having it was busting them out. Hey, if you guys want to welcome them, we're going to send them right over to you.
I don't know why Austin ain't on this though.
It was not on the list no more?
Ooh, it ain't in here.
Yeah.
It ain't in this. Texas said, "Oh, that's not what you not gonna do. What you not gonna do?"
You used to be a sanctuary.
You thought, sanctuary city. Yeah, you thought about staying one. That's what they said. They said, we're gonna cut that early, cut that cancer out. But bottom line is, as a person that needs governmental help, single mom, 5 kids, whatever, I'll be very concerned about the fact you guys are more on taking care of these immigrants than me. So folks better start paying attention to become hyper local and look at who they voting for.
Plus, I mean, you're talking about some things that I think that if I was to be, to immigrate, I would go to probably some countries that would give me more benefits, right? Like if I was to go to the UK, France, Germany, Spain, those Nordic countries, they got universal health care for residents, right?
If we can make it that far, but shit, when you got my neighbors right up the street, or if I could go from Mexico and just shoot straight to a gate that's been ripped open for me once upon a time with a smiling drunk person saying, "Come on in, we love you." Where you gonna go?
But
where you gonna go?
There's Latin American examples of this too. So Brazil has a SUS system or SUS system, and it's famous for free and immediate health care to anyone in the country, including tourists and undocumented people who going to go get BBL.
Yeah. But what that looks like when somebody's pregnant, somebody pregnant or got kidney failure and they got to wait 18 months to actually see a doctor because everybody got to see the same doctors. They're going to want to go to the States where they can get seen quicker. Universal healthcare is not always that great thing that everybody keep making it out to be.
And then we go to Asia and other regions, right? So countries like Japan, South Korea, Thailand, Turkey.
They're healthier over there, and it's a lot more holistic doctors. So you might be able to get the scene quicker because folks over there, they on rice diets and they working out and they doing all types of stuff. So their medicine situation is way different. So we might go over there and be able to see a doctor in a week.
Okay,
people are not going to see doctors.
I feel you on that. But what about some African countries like Rwanda and Botswana, and Gulf states like Kuwait? They provide universal or free healthcare in public systems, especially
free. And you free to get butchered if you go to the wrong doctor.
I don't know. Drop some drip. Let us know. Y'all going to any of these countries because people show is flooding over to the US. So I don't know. Drop some drip in the comments because I have seen people be like, "It's America ain't that great," like, but people like risking it all to be over here. So I don't know.
But they can go to Cleveland Clinic and they can go to all these high, hospitals where they know they could possibly get seen faster. And honestly, because we've been overwhelmed with so many new visitors, now it's getting a little slow with how you can see doctors now because people coming over trying to have a baby, trying to have that baby become a citizen, thinking that's going to keep them in this country. So we've been taken advantage of in so many different ways. And the healthcare is just the saddest part of it. Not to mention, we are becoming the most expensive. We've been the most expensive on the healthcare front anyways. So come on and get this $800 plan. I'll sell it to you.
Well, From deportation debates to digital privacy disasters. Let's talk about Doge out there sharing social security numbers. Doge really told us we gonna protect your user data, but then they make it public. Like literally, once we're gonna go through this video, but at this point, hackers don't even have to try because they out here just giving information away, y'all. Y'all ready? We about to get into this.
In a stunning admission, the Justice Department now says 2 Doge workers accessed, and then shared sensitive Social Security data. And one of them even signed an agreement with a political advocacy group that was working to overturn election results in certain states. Now, the DOJ doesn't know what data was shared on that server or whether the data still exists there. Harry Lippman and Richard Stengel are back with us. Harry, it's not just that they shared that sensitive data. It was also on a non-secure third-party server and is about overturning elections, or at least associated with a group. What are the implications here?
So before we go further, let me break down in case anybody's lost about what they're saying happened. So these workers were able to go in and see information about people, and let's say it's Little Willie's social security number is such and such, and he lives as such and such, and he's paid taxes for such and such. Like these are things under Little Willie. Johnny and Timmy work in Doge, and Johnny and Timmy decided to not cover up that kind of information so you would know that it's Little Willie. So now Little Willie is just out here naked in data streets. What do I mean by that? If it says Little Willie, his social security number is such and such, and he lives at such and such, what can you do with that kind of information? You can do a lot. So what do they mean by a secure server? So when people say, yeah, dude, it's in the cloud, it's still in a place. Instead of it being just in this one place that, for example, like if the IRS had everybody in one state, data in one place in the state and everybody knew where it was, it's just not in that one state where everybody would know where it is. It's in a physical
on-prem or on-premise.
Well, I didn't want to go all the way nerd. So instead, Little Willie's information could be in Wisconsin, it could be in Japan, it could be wherever. And behind a very big computer that keeps Little Willie, Little Tommy, Big Jade, they're all in this, all of their social security numbers and stuff like that could be in this place. Here's the problem. Usually, if a hacker were to essentially knock on the door, right, they can't get in because it's locked, right? Can't get in. Oh man, I can't get in. It's locked. Allegedly, wasn't no lock. So if you wanted to, step right on in. Take Little Willie's information, take Big Jade's information. Little Tommy, I'm gonna go ahead and open me up a brand new credit line. That is the risk that they're expressing here. So I hope that gives example of what they're getting into and why it's such a big deal. Because your door is basically unlocked.
Yeah, I got a whole other ideology attached to this too. But I want to wait and see what they say. Yeah, I want to see what they say on this.
Cash Pay, did you have something? I'm gonna go with no.
You're really right, Chris. This is the worst nightmare that people were thinking about back then, and it absolutely has current implications for the election. So first, the DOJ misstated to the court, terrible transgression. Basically, we were led to believe because Doge misled them. Second, Social Security Administration information, the most private and sensitive of all data for Americans. And third, maybe most importantly, given and even an agreement signed to one of these voter advocacy groups that are pushing the argument that there's a voter fraud out there. So really subject to the most pernicious use in favor of the canard that Trump keeps pressing, that there's a lot of voter fraud out there. That plus the lie misstatement that DOJ had to correct. It's the ultimate tail between your legs submission, but it's the ultimate thing we were worrying about then.
So why are they saying voter fraud? So remember I said, this is Little Willie. This is Little Willie's name. This is his social security number. He lives at such and such. Here's his information. Well, that's his social security number is the one thing that tells you that it's Little Willie and not Little Willie Jackson. It's the thing that tells you it's just Little Willie. And Little Willie is a registered voter. And so in theory, if an entity knew who Little Willie was, how much money Little Willie may make or not make, what it does for a living, so forth, there's a chance that you could alter either information about Little Willie, right? Or you could target where Little Willie is going to vote because you know where Little Willie lives. And so you would know where the polling is and so forth. So that's part of what they're doing is your information in itself. What they're alluding to kind of is them knowing where, who, and just information about that person could be voter fraud because Little Willie can only be Little Willie because of that number. And that's why your social security number is so important. And they should not recycle them. I heard they do not, but they should never recycle them. But that's a whole other conversation. They're going to run out of numbers. They're going to have to at some point. But that number is supposed to mean that it's you and only you. And that's why it's so important. So go ahead, guys. Go ahead and hop in.
Right. So outside of that, the other part that I'm looking at is they like, oh, there's a breach. What's out there? We don't know. We just know there's a breach. Well, where did the numbers go? We didn't see where the numbers went. What server was it on? We don't know what. Like, a lot of it sound like smoke and mirrors to me on a personal level. We can't wait to announce a data breach. And we're not even sure if it's even a breach. We just know that possibly something happened. But at the end of the day, the part that doesn't seem to be getting discussed is the fact that voter fraud has been proven without a doubt in a huge way in Georgia, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that, my eye squad, but there's been a lot of stuff coming out that's actually been showing about hundreds of thousands of fake ballots and all of that stuff. It's been coming out. People have been admitting it. Supposedly by February 20th, folks are about to start getting arrested. People are about to start hitting depositions. So how can we thwart that a little bit? Oh yeah, let's talk about this breach that happened, that didn't happen, that may have happened, that we think this possibly could have happened, but we're not sure where it happened and where it went. Shit. So I just feel like it's a lot of stuff. It's a juggle going on. It's like, don't watch my hands, just pay attention to the balls. You know what I mean? Like, this is what could happen. A lot of whataboutism. That's what I'm hearing. Because have we heard about any type of anything that's been affected supposedly by these two Doge people? Like, I'm paying attention to the whole scope of things. Yes, I am. That is kind of a scary thing to know that there's a possibility that Lil Willie's social is out there. But what if Lil Willie's social was never out there, but he was a part of that list that probably got recycled? Lil Willie might have looked like he voted 13,000 times or something, and they kept counting his vote. So it's a lot of different ways.
You're not gonna count somebody's vote more than once. That's not a thing. But
so we're gonna,
okay, sure.
No, I'm just saying, like,
we
that's
can
a
agree
part
to
of
disagree. That's not part of what this is. So I'm just gonna keep.
No. I'm just putting it out there that there's a lot of different sides.
What is important is the fact that people's social security numbers have been out here for decades. In the last 5 years, there have been notable breaches for everyone's social security number. So if you don't have LifeLock, they're giving it out for free at this point anyway. You probably just didn't go ahead and sign up.
You can get that with an insurance policy now if you sign up with the right one. You can get a data lock.
You can get it from AT&T if you was part of one of their data breaches at some point. But so, for example, one of the largest ones, a data broker in 2024, National Public Data, They had a breach tied to 2.9 billion records. And that's an estimated 272 million unique social security numbers exposed. That's 60% of all social security numbers ever used. Not people who alive, you alive, you dead, future, back to the future. That's everybody. TransUnion. Oh, that's the credit reporting agency. Had
exactly
2025.
And
So
what I can appreciate about those is that they actually gave you exact figures of what happened because they had to account for it, right? Like, which makes perfect sense because if you're going to sue them, you definitely have a case. This is the case. This is what happened. They're giving us whataboutism about what could have happened, but I'm still not hearing this is what happened. It definitely is out there, and we found this out. It's just a whole lot of what may have happened. I hate when they do that. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like
they're only providing that information because they got sued. Consumer Protection Bureau. That's what sues in order to make sure that people get some of those things that we talk about, the life locks and the aura or whatever you would do in order to protect your credit, which I would implore we're not sponsored by anybody, but you want to make sure that you have something that alerts you if somebody's opening up titles in your name or opening up credit lines in your name. You want to be aware.
That's totally a thing. So I've actually dealt with that as a teenager. That is definitely a thing, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that your information is protected. Please.
Yeah, and parents that be trying to get the gas bill in their kids' name. Don't do that.
That's a whole thing.
Phone bill, gas bill. All that.
I'm just be very matter of fact about it. That's all. I don't like the fear mongering that happens with stuff like this. I do like awareness though. Like if you guys know exactly what's going on, speak to it.
So I'm going to say this. They have a duty to tell people that your data is exposed. And I'm trying to remember what entity it is, but it's literally a federal
just Consumer Protection Bureau.
Yeah,
Consumer Protection,
Consumer Protection Bureau, but there's also another governing space, I believe, that you have to do certain things around how you store the data itself. Like I can't remember what it's called. Is it PCI compliance? I think it's called I think it's PCI compliance. And
PCI is HIPAA. It's couple.
There you go. It's PCI. It came, and the only reason why I know this is I'll give y'all another story time another time. But the only reason why I know this is because I do know of situations where like you have to store people's social security numbers in a certain way, or you have to report it, and you're supposed to report it at the time. That is a lack of compliance, and that's crazy that it's a lack of compliance for the people at the top of compliance. Like that is actually the real issue here. Is like I get that they may not say like, okay, look, Lil Willie for sure, like Lil Willie and like a million other people, like all y'all social security number out there. They don't necessarily know that, but what they can tell you is that there is an exposure. And I think if they told people how much, it might make people freak out. And I think that they don't tell the general public because of that, but they're telling the general public that you have to just know that there is something out there. And we do know the reason is because of Doge. Now, here's the thing. It's going to take for somebody's stuff to be exposed, linking, like you said on that name, is linking like, yo, what do you mean? I ain't never been to Cancun, you know what I'm saying? Like I got boats and stuff. Once that happens, though, that's going to trigger a lawsuit against the government, and they're going to be trying to pin it on the two people. My real question on this is, Doge is not easy to get hired to work at. What makes me, as somebody who works with stuff like, I don't believe that y'all just forgot. It is incredibly hard to get hired there. I just see it's a bit suspicious to me.
Yeah, them people were handpicked, supposedly.
They were handpicked, but like the application process on that was not easy. I looked at it. I was like, listen, let me see what they talking. 60 hours a week, the process was not easy, and you knew you were handling sensitive data. So you already knew everything should have been encrypted. There's nothing that should not have been encrypted. To me, my issue is not those two people. Usually the two people are like the lowest in the totem pole. That means that other people who should have been checks and balances and stuff like that, like, nah, there needs to be like, nah, they need to bring them to the front of the congregation.
Right. And that's why I'm like,
that's the issue.
Not saying that it couldn't have happened, but I'm just like, can we get a little bit? I mean, it goes down to two people.
They might not know yet. They won't know till it pop off. Somebody could be holding it.
I just hate that we come off half cocked like that, because it's going to create worry in anyways. And Doge already has a black eye on it. People already were saying they're stealing our information. Now it's like, oh yeah, they're selling our information now. Like it can spin into a lot of different things. And to me, a lot of it is just,
if you would have encrypted the data, it wouldn't have been a problem, IG. I don't care if it's one
dumb. Why wouldn't it? And that's my thing. Why wouldn't it be encrypted? Like nothing about that makes sense. Nothing about it makes sense.
I don't know. But like I said, my thing
people
is
be giving their credit card information or whatever through email. And
yeah, but it's just how you store it is a whole nother conversation. How you receive
your email.
When
people
you
get it one way, but how you're keeping it, because I mean, hell,
they keep it in the inbox.
Everything I send out to the company I work for is encrypted. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like, and it's not even super sensitive information. It's just whatever. Like it's all.
Bro, we talking the difference between a grandma sending an email and a dude or chick from Doge. They ain't equal. Okay, I don't even want to hear none of that. I don't care about none of that. We ain't talking about your grandma. We're not talking about us and our regular smuggler jobs. These are government hired employees who in the specialty of that. No, I got a problem with that. Absolutely not. I think they should go to the front of the congregation.
You talked about PCI compliance being like a federal mandate. It is not. PCI is created by card brands, so Visa, MasterCard, etc. Yeah, and it's through the Payment Industry Security Standards Council, and not the U.S. government. So in the U.S., there is no federal statute that directly requires PCI compliance, but card networks and acquiring banks contractually require it if you store, process, or transmit card data. Otherwise, you can't function, right?
Okay, so the consumer one was the
CFP.
Okay, and PCI is the card.
Some states like Nevada, Washington, and Minnesota, they reference PCI types of activities in their laws, or they tie it to liability or safe harbor concepts, which gives it a quasi-legal effect.
I'm just like,
they make them do the encryption.
Let's really dig into this and pinpoint what's going on before we put that out into the public and get the fear mongering the hell out of it. Let's be very matter of fact about where it is, where we saw it, and how it might have gotten out. It sounds more speculative than anything. I mean, I guess you got to put people on notice, of course, but
correct.
It just sounds more political than anything. That's all I'm saying.
And it could be, but like I said, my issue in all of this is that y'all are top tier tech people. It was not an easy process to get in that squad. I'm incredibly disappointed that that's even possible, because there's just no way you should be doing that. There's just I can't even wrap my mind around. But you know what? Crazy things have happened. So
it's gonna be it's gonna be a Doge hearing. It's gonna be some people showing up talking about how it was stored and everything, and nothing's gonna happen because nobody ever goes to jail for nothing in DC.
That's gonna be ridiculous. You're gonna have a court here and somebody gonna be talking about big balls. It's gonna be stupid.
So big balls, what happened?
Well, y'all,
whatever.
I'm glad we lightened that up, because from identity theft, we're going to go to identity feelings. Let's travel to Great Britain, where words are now considered weapons.
Oh, God.
We're going to talk about you.
Hold up. So they take away the knives, too? So all you got left is words?
Well, in the UK, calling someone a certain thing could get you arrested, but let's take a look. Let me make sure it's not.
An electrician has won his claim of unfair dismissal after the High Court ruled that being called bald was sexual harassment. Tony Finn claimed he was the victim of discrimination after his supervisor called him a bald during an argument on the shop floor. Finn then took the British Bung Company to an employment appeals tribunal after he was dismissed in 2021. In the judge's ruling on the case, it was said that commenting on a man's baldness in the workplace was the equivalent to remarking on the size of a woman's breasts. For the latest construction...
What y'all think? Y'all think this is a law that's realistic? What do you think? Do you think this is a law that the U.S. should adopt? Drop some drip in the comments. Let me know. Do you think if somebody called you a bald, that'd be like talking about the tatas?
All the bald-headed bitches about to get all kind of... You can't call nobody a bald-headed bitch no more.
I'm blaming Willie D.
What?
I see some bald-headed hoes. I'm blaming Willie D. Willie D started that.
So look, y'all are guys. Listen, so historically to call a woman baldy or anything like that is not nice, is not taken well. But dudes typically like kind of talk to each other like this. Like, what y'all like these over here? What y'all think? Do y'all think that this is a law, or you think this is like sensitive? What? Let us know. Drop some drip in the comments. Do you think that this is legal worthy? Is really what I'm questioning here.
This is ho stuff. Use a sucker. You sitting there, oh my God, my feelings is hurt. I'm going to sue. I mean, if it can get you a bag, go for it, I guess. But it ain't gonna fly with us. You can't even hang with us if that's the insult to you. You should see our text message streams.
I hear about the dudes. They have
come in our text message streams between me and the man's. Me and my man Chuck Low. It get brutal in there. It is not for the faint of heart. Your average liberal will leave there crying.
What is the worst thing that you have called your friend?
I can't say that on this. We can't do that.
They would think we was cool if
they would listen. They would think that that's my mortal enemy. They don't understand locker room talk. This is a friendship that go back many decades, and we go at it. My wife be like, put my phone down. First of all, you're not supposed to be reading that. This is not for you whatsoever. But we throw some zingers in there. I mean, if you
do you think that they're soft then for that, or do you think that like it's just a cultural difference? Do you think that it's just like it's ageism? Like ageism?
I mean, naturally, there's certain words and stuff that you really wouldn't say in a workplace, of course. I mean, there's, you got to have some kind of, tact about yourself. So I can understand that in that environment, there's certain things you don't want to say. But are we about to go down to the precinct and press charges because you called me a bald-headed? Like, no. That's not going to happen. Not on this way. First of all, I'm the wrong person to even start that kind of conversation with because I'm an intelligent, ignorant summon of it.
Right.
You don't want to get my.
We do.
We going there? Oh, we going there now? Or did you think you saw your mama sitting here? That's why you said bald head. Oh, that's what's going on. You thought I looked like that auntie with the peg leg that you be going to see. Yeah, it would get ugly. It would get uglier than a masterpiece sneaker. Trust me. Come play.
So it sounds like this is like UK. If you are watching, drop some drip in the comments. Let us know. Is it just like improper? And other people from other countries, let us know. Is that considered improper in your country as well?
Man,
let us know.
Yeah, and I got some UK homies that they get busy on the dozens on the talking smack and throwing zingers. Oh, they get busy. So it's definitely a workplace thing. But we'll leave it at that. I don't think you should need to get a catch a case for saying something like that.
Okay, well,
what I'm getting at is like in the UK, like they getting ready. They took away guns for people, right?
Well,
right.
they want to. They wanted to.
Well, they have legally, The knife work has been the thing where they, talk about zombie knives and all. Like, you can't have a knife that has insignias on it or whatever.
Right.
Like, you only have butter knives, and now you can't call somebody bald. What is about to be left? People just gonna be walking around in silence and reading poetry to one another,
talking in Shakespearean terminology,
challenging to duels, and they just have the glove and nothing else. Right?
You've disrespected me and my family. Therefore, we must meet in the parking lot. Schmack.
Well, if you can't roast people, Michelle Obama said you should at least invite them out.
So tired. I am showing my black fatigue.
Oh my goodness. So, all right. So listen, she appeared on that horrible podcast. And I say it's horrible because it just like it puts some of these women that go on there in a light that they just didn't need to talk about some of these things. Like, they just didn't need to. It's not that they can't talk about it, but it's just, they get backlash every time they go on there. So the Call Her Daddy podcast. Now, if you remember, this is the one I believe that Aisha Curry was on, where she was talking about isn't this the one that she was talking about she wanted to get posted up? And this is also the podcast where what's his face's girlfriend, the one that Myron be roasting. Gosh, what's his name? Anyways, this other chick who's married to this
Kamala,
guy.
she did her thing on there. Yeah, they just synonymous with trash at this point. It's just never a good thing. It's just
like they just say some stuff that like isn't necessary. Like, so anyways, this one, it says, I'm trying to remember if this is the first one. She said, I am a formula baby. I'm 5'11". Brain is working just fine. So I think that's a call out to the formula, like everybody should breastfeed. I think that's one thing. The other thing was, she talks about in here that she says, you don't have to get off your career track. And I don't even recommend it. Now, remember, this is like out of context too, right?
Always.
The kids grow up fast and then they're gone. You sacrifice everything. And when they leave, they leave. They close the door and act like you never sacrificed. They're like, I remember you. I don't need you anymore, right? So I'm like, you better have saved something for yourself so that when that period comes and they're ready to move on, you're also not holding on longer, because now what am I going to do? And the last one she has is, she talks about cultivating friendships. It's important. It's important as the degree that you got in college. It's important as the job title and the salary, or the dude you're trying to catch, or the length of your veil on your wedding dress. All that stuff comes and goes. Y'all want me to go first?
Go ahead.
So here's my thing. I understand what she's saying. So I get that she's saying, listen, we can leave this part alone. That ain't got nothing to do with what I care about.
Right.
She's saying that you as a person have to live on even when your kids are no longer kids and they move on. So because of that, you need to make sure that you know who you are. So when they leave, that you are able to be who you like in yourself. So that means that you need to do something, whether it's like you go to work, or you have like or have a friend group, because she's saying socialization is really, really important, and you live with you and you die with you. I get where she's going. Okay, so I think I summed that up well. This is where I'm at. Sasha and Malia, what are y'all doing to y'all mama? This lady just said when they leave, they close the door and act like you never sacrificed. Listen, I can't relate. I call my mama every day. I talk to my mother almost every day. I talk to my mother more as an adult than I did as a kid. I love my mama. And I tell my mama all the time that I appreciate what she sacrificed for me. I don't know what kind of kids, and I'm going to talk to her real quick. Baby, Michelle, I don't know what your kids have talked to you, like what they've said to you, but everybody doesn't experience that. like I said, my mama, I call and talk to her every day. If I don't call her, she calling me. What's going on? You good? I could pull my mama up right now and ask her, what I tell you about I did today. And she'll tell you, yada, yada, yada. I did not abandon my mother or my father, both my parents, but we talk about my mama right now. All of my siblings call my mama. All of my siblings have appreciated my mother. Everybody I know, all my friends appreciate their mothers and have told their mothers they sacrificed for them. I can't think of a friend. So I don't know what you got going on, but please, like, I don't think that that's true. I don't think that everybody's kid is ungrateful, and that screams ungrateful to me.
I got a hint of what I think is going on.
I feel some type of way about that. I feel like she disrespected my mom by saying that.
First of all, you got they kids want to change their last name. They barely want to even be, Obamas at this point. So that alone tells me a lot. You get what I'm saying? Most girls are daddy's girls. I don't even think they even deal with. I don't think they deal with the daddy. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't sound like a close knit family. And then on top of that, she got her. I mean, they adopted. To me, they look adopted anyways. That's a whole nother conversation. But they don't seem that close. And then I feel like she's on the please pray for me, woe is me tour that no one believes. You worth millions, baby. You got.
What you mean? Wait, you talking about her just talking to folks?
I'm talking about her. Every time you listen to her, it's all about finding myself and it's all about me, I, me, my. The I, me, my tour is what I call it. You got to do this for you. Like, baby, what are you worried about? You don't speak for the average mom. Because most mothers, let's keep it real. Like you just said, their kids are talking to, man, please. If my mother was still here right now, I'll talk to her every single day.
Every day.
Like I've always done.
Mm-hmm.
Even with my father, we weren't super close, but me and that guy talked throughout the week. I checked in on him, what's going on, because that's what you do when you have a closeness with your parentals.
And you're respectful. Respect.
Yeah. And on top of that, too, like, you just check in. Mom, what's going on? How that bullshit situation doing with that podcast ain't going nowhere. Oh, it still suck? Okay, cool. How you doing?
Somebody said it's a pure lie. Can you add what's
on that, please?
Yeah, what's the pure lie? I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk in full sentences so we can dialogue a little bit.
Well, if DD comes back and say something, but in the meantime, I'm gonna keep it moving. Give my 2 cents. So, what I think a lot of it is, or it can be, is how parents and a child have a relationship that is different. As we'll say the arc of a relationship with a parenting and child kind of goes, right? So you have the parent-child relationship where you have that lens, right? Then you get to those teenage years and y'all just don't understand each other at all. They're growing. They don't understand their lives, but they don't think that you don't understand what I'm going through and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get to the point where they're ready to get out the house, or they first get out the house and they tasting life as an adult. I'm doing me. We outside.
Mm-hmm.
And all of that. Like, I don't need them, but then life kind of kick them in the ass a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those lessons, if you're lucky enough to get lessons from a parent, they start coming true when you like, oh shit, mama or daddy or uncle or grandma, you were right. You were right about some of this shit that's going on. This shit out here. These are the streets.
And look, and to expand on that, we know that from personal experience. Because my man Checklo, he basically was the undocumented godfather of my oldest. Because all he ever did, he come through and he always bestowed information upon her, which she definitely appreciated much later in life. Right away, it don't never click for the kids until later when they go through shit, right? So he saw that firsthand before anybody even thought about any type of, offspring, right? Saw that firsthand. I was the first one to really start bringing forth, begetting the children. So it was like we saw how close it was, because I had mine. She was joined at my hip at once upon a time, and then we definitely went through that weird teenage phase where we started like doing this. And now that we're adults, I get text every 5 minutes about different stuff. So it's definitely correlates with how your relationship is and your closeness with your children. If kids are able to just shut the door and act like you don't exist, there's a huge disconnect. We're talking about 2 adults here. We're talking about college-age women. That says a lot about what that parenting looked like. And then they grew
I think
up.
Malia older than that. Let me look up how old she is. She gotta be
Right.
like 25.
Okay, so they might be close or getting ready to come out of their outside phase, right? And
what? Yeah,
it also depends, because when you grow up where there's wings to a house,
she's 26.
there's
right.
Well, when you grow up where there's
And they the same age.
to a house,
Her and my daughter the same age. You get what I'm saying? So they grew up with Secret Service and a huge house.
Still got them on.
A lot of political, of course, forever. That's gonna be forever. I'm saying, but that's how they grew up. So there might be really, just like her, there's a resentment probably to the fame that they've received, the fact that they can't even be the outside girls
that they really want to be.
That they really,
right?
really want to be. So there's a lot of different things that can cause that disconnect that we're seeing right now, to why she's on her woe is me tour about, complaining all her first world problems that she basically got. That's why I look at it.
I'm gonna go
And
back.
then you get to the older phase, older than that, where you like, boy, you just like your damn daddy. You know what?
Right.
I guess all those lessons did take hold.
Or mommy, you was never there for me. I had somebody wiping my mouth when you should have been doing it. When I had my first period, you was at a damn conference in Sweden. You wasn't there. You know what I mean? So rich kids have a different kind of resentment towards their folks if you grew up in that type of environment. So it looks different in a lot of situations.
One is making up for the lack of finance, and the other one is the lack of perceived love or attention that can come from having resources, right? And sometimes that comes with time that you don't spend at home, because if you have a high level position, a high level job, it either comes with high hours or hours away, from family, unless you're lucky enough to be able to take them with you. But still, your mind is bifurcated with business.
Yeah,
right?
you're still working. Still not paying them.
Business don't stop, especially global business. It's all day.
No.
So
right.
Yeah. So I feel it, but I still can't reach it, because being in the White House, we have heard stories of closer knit style of families within the White House. And maybe she's more in a modern era, but
because best believe Chelsea Clinton is never gonna front on her folks.
I ain't never seen that lady say nothing bad about her mother that I can even think of. Now that you saying that,
because you get them Arkansas ass whoopings.
Chelsea wasn't. I mean, no, that's real. That's real. You ain't hearing about that.
I don't think I ever heard nothing bad from Chelsea.
Biden's daughter wrote books about how creepy he was. It's all in how your parenting style is.
Yeah, the last part I have on that, we can move on, is I want to make a distinction that he was talking about having a career and balancing life, not necessarily taking a shot at stay-at-home mom. So I want to make sure I put that out there, that I don't think that she's saying like, oh, be a stay-at-home mom is like a waste of time. Not that, but my only issue with what she said is not the other things within that. Mine is kind of being mean to breastfeeding moms, but that's a whole other conversation. But my issue is just that she made it sound like your kids leave and they don't come, they don't appreciate you. And I don't know why you, like, if you do something because you want to get something back anyways, that's kind of a problem. Like, at least to me, because like there's no guarantee that they were gonna even if you do your career or not, it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that anybody owes you anything. Like, I don't know. That's my part on that. I disagree with her perspective.
But deeper than that, if you listen to her talk long enough, all she has been doing since she's been on podcasts and everything else is complain about how bad her life has been in the limelight. That's all she talks about is herself. Your average parent is more so about the babies. You know, it's because what do? Yeah, you're a first lady, but shit, you weren't off saving the world. That was your husband's job for the most part, right? Your job was just to hold down the fort, speak when you need to speak, you know, go to your different engagements, whatever. But you weren't that damn busy that you couldn't be a parent. That's all I'm saying. And it just sounded to me like my life was so terrible, this, that, you know. I get the feeling she's gonna give us more material to talk about in the future anyway. So we definitely
what I will say is that she did take on a big initiative with nutrition with school and kids. I think that was really good.
And we can dive into that too, because that was I saw that firsthand too. I was still working in the school district.
Oh, you were at that time? Okay.
Yeah, it was great on paper.
Speaking of paper, people trying to get back to that.
It's a trend happening across the
paper pen. So listen, y'all, we tried digital everything. Now we want to make CDs great again, like it's 2003. Y'all ready to hear about that? Because it turns out nostalgia is the strongest. Look, nostalgia is the strongest algorithm. I wish they could pull up the numbers of how much people talking about 2016, 2005, and all of that. It's hitting. So let's go ahead and hear a little bit.
Country that was once part of our everyday life. From vinyl albums to books, DVDs, Drew Peters shows us how many are disconnecting from digital media and bringing back physical.
For me, it's just like a much more enjoyable, focused way of listening to music, I guess.
Browsing his local record store is something Portland resident Matt Nye says he's been doing more and more recently.
Just the whole ritual of it, I find very almost romantic, or much more enjoyable than just double clicking a song or an album on my.
Do you hear that?
No, I remember that because that was.
He said it's romantic.
Yeah, that part I kind of looked past.
I mean there is nostalgia to physically touching media, putting it in something, especially like a record player. No, seriously.
Hey,
put on a record player with your woman.
Some of my best dates was at Tower Records downtown, going into the store with a female friend. We both checking out music together. That was a different experience back then. It didn't cost you anything. That was a nice little courting session. For real.
So you put that record on that record player. You hear them little scratches first, and then all of a sudden that music
warm up. That little warm up.
Yeah. See, look at you. Your OnlyFans is running right now. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? It's gonna be OnlyFans gyms with the old school vibes, and I ain't gonna do nothing but put albums on and just dance.
In boxing trunks and gloves and no top.
Really? Nah, I'm done with y'all.
Owner of Electric Buddhas in Portland, Mike Breton, says Nye is one of dozens of customers he's been seeing recently who've been looking for more traditional media formats.
There's been a huge demand for things you would normally have given away a year or two ago or 5 years ago. People are looking for VCRs. People are looking for even DVD players now.
A demand Breton attributes mainly to the increased prevalence of AI-produced media and digital streaming services that rely on subscription fees rather than paying to own each piece of media.
People having...
Drop some drip in the comments. How many subscriptions do you have? Do you think that it's egregious, or do you think that it's just ridiculous that you got to get 16,000 subscriptions and passwords to access the one show you like? HBO made a killing from just Game of Thrones.
Yes, I feel you, Joe. Yeah, man. And listen, and then that's another thing too. When single days, the biggest flex was showing that collection off. What you want to watch? You know, I got a whole wall full of DVDs over here. You know, shoot, let's just rewind, throw that Carl Thomas first album on. Like, there's different things that you did that was just a part of your Saturday night ritual. Hell, even before you got up and got like getting ready for the club, you thumbing through CDs, trying to find your mood. You know what I mean? I gotta find my mood while I go
It's
figure
all
out
right.
what. Yeah,
Go somewhere and get it on
tonight. Yeah, some of that.
I
You
get
know
your
what I mean?
first
Like,
coat on for that, boy. That
understand
big
me,
one,
like you know
that
that.
puffy,
Yeah,
that big puff coat.
Listen, or you throwing on that suede Sean John jean jacket with them black Jabot jeans on and them black Timbs. I'm about to bust heads tonight, buddy. With the black Sean John tee that felt real silky and smooth on your skin, and then you put on that nice G-Shock, the black one, so they can't tell whether it's an actual sport watch or if it's a nice watch until it hit that light. Man, it's a whole situation getting ready for like. That's what CDs, tangible items like that did. You put on that good movie. I might throw on King of New York and just let it play in the background. Or I pick out what cologne to put on. Thumbing through my digital phone book, trying to see who I'm gonna call after like it was a whole thing, and people would never know that feeling.
Asking somebody for their number.
They don't even dance together no more at the club. And the chicks is wearing mom jeans. Anyway, let me go ahead and get the rest of this video, and then we'll come back to it.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all just, I'm a nostalgic person.
It's in Actions Have Aftermath for a reason. So I'm going to play a little more, and then we'll get into why it's in this section. Then we'll hit our last section and get up out of here.
The real thing, not having this intangible, ghostly connection to what makes them happy, but rather have it themselves.
It isn't just record stores seeing a bump in customers, though. Bookstores like Print a Bookstore here in Portland are also seeing an increase.
There is really a movement among people to disconnect. Everything is so digital. We're all online all the time.
A movement co-owner, Josh Christie, says is bringing a variety of young readers to his shop, sparking enough demand for them to start 5 different book clubs this past year.
Wow. There is growth in the physical bookstore space, and I think that wouldn't be happening if people weren't really yearning for this physical media.
Among the customers looking to disconnect.
So I'll drop this link, so y'all can watch more of it. But it's in Actions Have Aftermath because we want to make everything so fast, and so now kind of getting a little bit of pushback on that perspective. And I think it's interesting. There's such a big movement of AI and wanting to have, the assumption level of things, right? Like with AI, it's always like, oh, here's this thing here. Do you like it? Versus when you go into a bookstore, no one's serving you what it thinks, or not even what it thinks, what it.
Well, you might have a worker that might ask you what you're looking for, right?
Well, wait. It asks you what you, but it asks you what you're looking for. It didn't. You just didn't walk in the door and say, "Hey, interview with the vampire." Be like, hold on. What made you think I was into that? Everybody's into it. Are they? Yes. That's not. That's how it feels when you log into.
Okay, you unmuted now, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You log that it's kind of like that.
That was fun too, though, because you got that, like, it's kind of like Blockbuster. You go on Blockbuster and you got the worker there and you're trying to find the movie, right? And you like, man, I'm looking for such and such. And for some reason, that person explained that movie. If it was a good movie, they explained it so passionately.
I need something that's going to be scary, and then they got something in the middle that make that I'm on the couch, make it want to grab me real quick.
But the key is this. But there's a couple things that are different in that. One, you walked in there. When you get on the internet, them ads be like, hey, I know your demographic. hey, you're 65. You know you can get Medicaid. Like, wait a minute.
Having trouble with your penis? Like, wait a minute, dude. This is not what I came here for. Your ED issue? No, I don't have one. I feel attacked. Yeah,
or my grandma watching what was that? Gunsmoke on what's that? Grit. And then all these damn mesothelioma and damn casket.
Right. Yes, this is.
I'm like,
this is
Grandma, you gotta stop watching
mortuary.
this damn channel. Stop watching
Giorgio's
this shit.
mortuary. The caskets are cheap, but the memories are expensive. Like, man, I don't want to see this shit. I just want to see some gun smoke.
what I'm saying though, the difference in the experiences is, and we'll go to the next topic, is that you being served something because you walked into a bookstore is different than I'm walking down the street and you just shoving it in my face. And AI kind of just like, hey, based on what I see about you, take this. You're like, wait a minute, I don't want that. And I think it's
right.
Actions have aftermath. The aftermath is that people are starting to rebel that and find appreciation in different media. Yeah. It's like that. Yeah, Joe. So like, have you listened to XYZ? Correct. But that's still like not like you at the checkout and they like, you're gonna like this. Like, wait a minute, they still having a conversation with you.
Well, no,
Yeah,
you gotta. It's called a relationship.
It's relationship, man.
You
It's
come
kind of like
in
going to
and-
the game
and
exchange.
Yeah, exactly. A game
Gosh,
exchange.
Game exchange.
Yeah,
Man. And he'll tell you, I was an avid, like I was
Well,
a
they gotta
poster
open one
guy.
of
Like
those.
I would buy a CD, and for every CD or movie I bought, best believe I got that Scarface poster or that Goodfellas poster or whatever movie. Like you know what I mean? Like it was a whole thing. And then you had people that knew you. It was relationships. But that's why some people go to the same restaurants all the time. Why you think you see all those old people at Denny's? Because Marianne, the waitress, probably been cool with all of them, and now
and
this
you
whole
already know
community.
your order. You eat the same two or three things. Well, you came in at 5. You getting that chicken with the gravy on it, huh? Because it's 5.
You felt welcome.
You know it.
Reggie's here, going to get the big breakfast ready. Oh, y'all think y'all know me? Okay, add extra sausage to it, Mary. You don't know me. And they have that banter. You know what I'm saying? Like people miss that now, especially if you're from the years we from, because we became accustomed to that. We actually thought all this new cutting edge shit was cool. Now people born into it and they just expect it now, and they don't understand that experience. It's just different.
Speaking of experience and perspective, love languages are now include biohazard, because listen, we're gonna talk about vabbing.
Oh God.
Oh, you brought that back.
Oh
I
gosh,
did.
you brought it back.
Let's go, modern. Let's go. Let's go.
Not the vabbage. Prepare the vabbage.
To vabbing. We put 2 fingers up there. I stick my fingers in my and I rub it on my body so that people can smell my pheromones.
The way this is edited, I'm not saying her coochie stank, but when you say I'm gonna go vaginal fluid dab,
I'm gonna stop Kev on stage right there. So let's talk about that for a second, real quick, before we get up out of here. We just talked about nostalgia, right? This is there's a lot going on in the world right now, right? Perfume is expensive. Okay. Do we think this is an alternative? What y'all think? Guys, if y'all are in the comments, drop some drip in the comments. Would you be interested in your lady vabbing or going on a date? You go on Tinder, chick pulls up, what you wearing? She's like, vab. I vabbed before I came here. Drop some drip in the comments. Let me know what y'all think.
That's why you smell like a seafood boil. Okay. I thought you had just came from the lobster shop. I was wondering what was going on. What the hell is that essence of under the sea? Get your girl, go wash that off.
Or do you think this is a biohazard and there needs to be laws around people doing that? Do you think it's lawful in the sense of like you go give them a hug and now you have their fluids on you? Technically,
You don't have their fluids, but you have their pheromones, which is a different thing.
Yeah, I don't want to go home smelling like Bertha. Yeah, I come in the
I
house.
don't mean it smell bad though.
Right. I was gonna say it, like I'm pretty sure I got vabbed on a time or two, like in my life. Because it's like you leave and you think that you might be smelling that. You like it smell kind of like that, but maybe it's not like that. It smell kind of good mixed with some flowers up in there.
Why I smell it in my beer? What's going on?
Ladies, would you vab? Would you vab? Drop some drip in the comments. Would you vab? Would you vab? Let us know.
Did she intentionally put her juice on my mousse?
Now, do I think
Try to put a
it's
spell on
a
you.
biohazard? I don't think that.
Cause
it's-
you're mine.
Whole day, you like,
I do smell something.
Why did she sit there?
Like, it smells. Like, is it though? Is it that? I
Is
gotta
it
go
though?
back to her to see if that's the smell that it is.
Right.
Am I in love?
What is high? What is
Patty
higher?
mayonnaise.
What is learn? What is learning? What is higher learning? All this old shit. Yeah.
I think that it's an alternative to perfume with the way that inflation is going. Wow. Joe, you are unhinged today.
Joe's Crab Shack.
Nah, she'll be walking is diabolical.
She would. You better get up out of here, girl. You just left the Krusty Krab. What is this? And baby girl, and they use as an example for Vabbing. She looked like, she produced a lot of juice.
You know what? Listen, and finally, we're gonna end this with some financial wisdom to cleanse our spirits. Not with that. Not with that.
Yeah.
Not vabbing.
Not from your sweat pet.
So Warren Buffett used to ask college students this question because it can help you become richer and more successful. So let me go ahead and go to this. He said, where was it at? I gotta find it. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, so he said, consider a scenario in which, given a class of 300 or so of their peers, they would receive 10% of the lifetime earnings of 5 of them. Who would they choose and why? Who would they sell short? The people you chose, he said, wouldn't necessarily be the best looking or smartest or the most athletic. Because he said, you can be the person that you would buy. He said, nothing is impossible. It isn't whether you can throw a football 60 yards, and it isn't the one with the highest IQ. You must be one of the 5. So what is that? What do y'all get from that? I know how I interpret that, but drop some drip in the comments how you interpret that. Y'all want me to go first?
Please.
To me, the tea that he just gave is that who you know, who you associate with, who you network with is your net worth. The key isn't to be the best of something, but you, like he said, you have to be in the 5. So let's say in the 300 people, let's say 5 of them are cousins that they grew up together and they rock with each other. There's literally nothing that any of the other 300, the other 295 could do if one of those 5 were chosen to pick the other 4. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's literally, it's not because the other 4 are the smartest, fastest, strongest, but it was the trust.
It sounds like somebody from Akron, Ohio that plays basketball took something out of that book. Ooh.
Because he sure do move with his squad.
It sounds like, if everybody recalls, he was hanging out with him when he first got himself together. Ooh.
So he gives into how someone could get in the list. He said it's luck, a lot of it. If you choose the right parents, you're rich when you come out. You've won the lottery, the ovarian lottery. He said, but you could still be one of the people in the room their classmates bet on. You can do it by being a good person, by reading a lot, by spending less than you take in. He said, you can spend 110% of what you earn once and you use it up. The rest of your life, you're underwater. That is huge. If you make $100,000 and you spend it $150,000, you down bad 50 racks. If you make 50,000 and you spend it 20,000, you up 30,000. Who really is the rich one?
Exactly.
There you go. So that's the drip I have for y'all. Y'all want to add anything to this before we go ahead and get up out of here?
No, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. I've seen that a lot. Definitely have seen that example a lot in life. To his example, I I've know one of the 5 within that scenario. And this funny thing about that is that person that I know that became a part of that 5, for some strange reason, he couldn't come back home and do it. The reason being is because, you know, you are who you associate with. And some people just don't, you know, it's all about positioning in life. That's the biggest thing. It's all about where you are on that chessboard.
And
You're
this
around
too.
a bunch of damn pawns. you the 5th pawn.
And that's what he said here, right? Like, is what you just said. And then he talked about Charlie Munger's habit of selling himself. His most productive hour of the day, spending 1 hour each morning focusing exclusively on improving his mind and selling the rest of his working hours to clients. He said, it's not crazy. I want to end on this. Your future is your future, and you can't expect anybody else to do it.
Exactly.
Your future is your future, and you can't expect anybody else to do it. That's huge. So I just want to drop that drip before we get out of here. That's all I got. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add to the live stream before we get up out of here?
Yeah.
You go ahead, sir.
Okay, so what I'm gonna talk about, because this pulls in a lot of things that I actually hold dear, which is consistency. That's one thing. You don't have to have a lot of friends that have consistent friendships. People who are consistent in revolving around your life. These are people who are going to ask you, how are you doing? Or you have conversations about improving each other's lives in various ways. It doesn't have to be financial. It's learning something new and sharing that with people that you learn to either trust or that you build a love for. And we're not talking about familial love, but, you know, like friendship love. These are people that you trust, that you are committed to in some type of way. These types of friends don't come often. They usually come long term, and it's something that you would always appreciate. If you're around 5 fools, you'll be the 5th one. If you're around 5 bums, you'll be the 5th one. That's one thing that you would learn, is to value your space in who you choose to spend your time with. And when I talk about consistency, I'm gonna say people who've been consistent when it comes to this cash. By cash, I mean fungible. By fungible, I mean gold, silver. You know I'm gonna bring it back.
I knew it was gonna be some precious metals.
Today they have hit all-time damn highs. 5,000. I didn't know if I was gonna see that yet. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 for an ounce of gold. An ounce of silver has hit more than $100. And if you have started 4 years ago or something like that, it'd be $20 an ounce. But these are things that people consistently do, and you should put that investment into yourself and look at things from that perspective. I might not have as much money as I would like to have, but I'm going to consistently put money away for my future. So I'm going to invest. I'm going to invest in stocks. I'm going to invest in what do you call it? Training to some degree. These are things that you would do to improve yourself. And I'm going to let it go. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Pull that up. Where we at? Looking at one of my favorite things.
A number virtually unheard of. This was published. I think it said it was today. I can't find where it says what time. But yeah. So it talks about it's pretty popular right now. This is a good article, you know, talking about it has a strong industrial demand. It isn't just popular. It's a much needed component for countless products and electronic items, which also drives the demand and supports strong pricing as well. Here are some of the items, just a few examples. solar
It's going to be in
panels.
solar. It's going to be in EV products. It's going to be antimony and silver and EV batteries. It's one of the things that are high electrical for connectivity on a lot of different things. It's in a lot of things. So it has an industrial use. But you know what I'm saying is that these things have been a source of wealth or a hedge against inflationary fiat currencies for a very long time. And it doesn't help when you have governments that are going back and forth, or it's kind of like WWE in a lot of ways, where sentiment goes up or down. And so when things are in flux, items like this tend to increase in value. Now, is it going to go down eventually? Yes, it is. But what this is, it's telling as far as the trust in the dollar or other countries that are dumping the dollar and all that kind of stuff. We can go into that later on at a time, but I just wanted to bring that in because it was an opportunity to talk about cash is pay.
All right. Well, I'm glad I could share that for you. That's all I got for y'all today. I am your co-host, Jim Jones. I'm getting y'all up out of here. We appreciate y'all dripping with us. And this is my co-host right here.
Plain Dane. Thank you all,
night.
man. This is always fun, man, on the late night. Thank you all for the contributors, the commenters, our odd squatters, our daily drippers, our people that's going to be joining me on the Common Sense car ride. Because, yes, I bought me a new truck. We will be going back to that. Like and subscribe and follow. Cost you nothing to not be a hater and be a part of our situation. Absolutely nothing. And isn't the woman beautiful holding this? I don't know her, but we should know her. She's great. She's great. Thank her.
Hit that like button for y'all. Get up out of here. We'll see y'all again next Friday night, dripping late. We appreciate y'all. We out of here. Bye. Thanks, Cash Space. Shout out to you. Shout out to y'all. Night. Bye.
He is out of control tonight.
Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Joe. Travers.
Jim and Dame got the vibe, got the stance. Cash is paid, bring the bass, make it last. Drip, drop, drip, drop, smooth as glass. Late night, whispers in the air. Feel the rhythm already there. Drip, drop, our daily flow. Drip, drip, Gem and Dame, you already know. Drip, drop, watch the city glow. One more time, let's take it slow. Skyline kisses the moonlit tide. Cool breeze follows, take that ride. We're glad and smooth, no need to hide. Feel the groove, feel the vibe deep inside. Baseline humming, hearts align. Time stands still, it's our design. Drop our daily